No, so like I was saying, JC, you gotta stop eating steak at the gym, bro.
I don't know what to tell you.
They're getting
Planet
calls.
Fitness
They're
can let you eat
calling me,
anything.
bro. Bro, they're
It's a
calling
safe
me.
environment, okay? You can work out and
It's a
eat
safe
fast food
environment.
at the same time.
Gotta stop. They said it doesn't count as a protein shake if you
That's
drink
right.
a milkshake and eat a steak.
You put a
doesn't
steak in a
count.
blender.
It does not count as a protein shake if you have a chocolate cake shake and eat a steak. You gotta fix it.
Wait,
Jason.
he'll have a chocolate cake shake, eat a steak, and eat another chocolate cake.
Hey, one steak at a time. I mean, one step at a time. One step at a time.
One steak at a time. Get
One
this
steak.
guy out of here. Hey, man, what's good, y'all? It's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again. We got the squad in the building.
Yeah.
As always, man, Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, knocking down a couple steaks in the gym. And the Superman C-Dub. Wait a minute, is he sitting in the sky? The Pettiest Man Alive will be here eventually.
Executive suite.
I think he is coming. I think he did stop for a milkshake in his home. So this guy can't be stopped from getting ice cream. Man, we got a lot to get into on today's episode. A lot of interesting conversation around one Caleb Williams. ESPN put out an article where they gave their grades on the young quarterback and on all the rookie quarterbacks around the NFL, at least the ones that have gotten some tick. Michael Penix, of course, has not played yet. JJ McCarthy's dead. But outside of that, Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Jaden Daniels, and Drake May all getting grades from ESPN, and Caleb Williams comes in dead last. This is tough, but I've got some numbers that kind of tell the story on why it's dead last. I thought this article was actually really well written, and it really broke down why there's still so many positives on Caleb Williams on one side, but why you do have to look at some of the concerns that you have on the other side as well. We'll talk about all that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Boys, what's going on? How y'all feeling today, man?
Feeling good, feeling great, man.
Feeling good, feeling great. How are you?
I'm all right, dog. I'm not gonna lie. At this point, it's every day is a Miller day. You know what I mean?
I saw your post earlier.
Every day is a Miller day. You know what I mean? Shout out to him. We got some good stuff coming with Miller Lite. Just in general, hopefully on the Windy City Breeze as well. Gotta work with everybody, but every day is a Miller day out here, dog. You got to do what you got to do. But no, let's have the conversation, boys, because I thought that this was very interesting hearing that the Chicago Bears quarterback Caleb Williams is being ranked dead last on this list. I sent this article to you guys. I thought they gave some very interesting opinion, or I'm not even going to say opinions, right? These are kind of the things that are rooted in facts on why you feel like Caleb will be able to overcome this issue, but also why the issue is there. This is written by Ben Solak on ESPN Plus, and what he had to say about Caleb Williams, starting off with some of the positives that Caleb Williams has had through this season and why he feels like, some of the struggles you've seen, he thinks he'll come out of it. He cites the difficult throw that he made to Cole Kmet, some of the amazing throws that we've seen from Caleb Williams this season, talking about, how there's not quarterbacks in this draft. The rookie quarterbacks who are a part of this already are not, they can make some of the throws that we're seeing Caleb Williams make. They can make portions of the throws, I should say, that we're seeing Caleb Williams make, especially he cites the throw to Rome. And my God, when you look at this on the All-22, I mean, you're talking about Caleb Williams getting out of pressure because Cole Kmet basically tries a little chip block, goes to Darnell Wright. Darnell Wright gets cooked. Caleb Williams steps up, and Caleb ducks out of it, turns the hips, quick swivel, delivers a laser to Roma Dunze. Like these kind of throws you're seeing Caleb Williams make more consistently than not, but it does still come with its struggles, right? You're seeing those throws that you like, but you're also seeing him miss some of the layups, miss some of the bunnies. And some of the numbers that they gave to go along with this, I thought were very interesting. Caleb Williams is throwing at a high rate off target this season. 22.7% of his passes are off target, which is very high. But it kind of goes into the game plan, and Caleb Williams trying to be that guy that is running the system that is being put in front of him. What I mean by that is he's only had 3 games where he's had a scramble rate of over 10%. Now, we've watched his offensive line. He's got to run.
There you go.
The Packers game, the Rams game, and the Commanders game are the only games where he's had a scramble rate of over 10%. He was also pressured on over 50% of his dropbacks in those 3 games. When you talk about some of the struggles that Caleb Williams has had this season, the biggest thing is the sack numbers at a 32.3% rate on how many times he's pressured basically on his dropbacks. He is taking sacks. That's too high. It just is. And some of that goes to Caleb Williams, but some of that also goes to the fact that Caleb Williams, these numbers are astronomical when I saw these guys. Like this to me was the biggest surprise of anything. Like, of course, he's been sacked a lot. He's been pressured a lot. On quick pressures, meaning pressures on 2 seconds or less, he's been quick pressured 59 times this season. He's had 33 unblocked pressures, and he's had 15 extended pressures, basically those pressures that are on him where he's holding the football too long. Each of these is a top 5 number in the NFL, leading to Caleb Williams being one of the most sacked quarterbacks in the league. So you've got your pros, you've got your cons. I love how this article really breaks it down, and I implore you guys all to go take a look at this. This is from, again, Ben Slowick over on ESPN. He gives Caleb Williams a C+, and this is just the report card portion of this. He says, Williams has made plenty of prototypical rookie errors in his season with the Bears. He'll spray on routine throws, get stuck on reads that he should have eliminated pre-snap, and snowball bad plays into worse ones. But he has also shown several excellent traits and skills that are not typical of a rookie quarterback at all. His high difficulty throws can stack up against those of any elite QB in the NFL. He has been given more command at the line of scrimmage than most young signal callers get, and has responded well, and he has done this in an offensive ecosystem that has seen bad line play compounded by injury and an offensive coordinator being fired. With better play around him, Williams can clearly hang at the NFL level, and his ceiling will be defined by ironing out the snap-to-snap roller coaster he's currently riding. The grade he gives him is a C+. Would you agree right now, boys, that Caleb Williams is the worst quarterback of the rookie quarterbacks in the NFL?
I mean, when you're looking at the 4 that we talk about, the Drake Mays, the Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix even, those quarterbacks for the most part are playing more consistently under systems that have catered to their strengths. Their OCs haven't been fired. They're the ones that have been put in a position to succeed. They have better line play for the most part outside of New England. I know New England kind of is an outlier for that, but Drake May has been dotting up and doing his job for a while. And I mean, that was one of the reasons why he was actually in the conversation for being possibly the top quarterback at one point last season, before things kind of got a little bit situated between Jaden and Caleb, and his name kind of trailed off in those conversations. But I mean, overall, C+ is something I'm fine with. I'm fine with the C+ because you've had a lot of chaos in the season. I mean, you've seen Shane Waldron be up and down with his play calling. He's been Jekyll and Hyde, as we've talked about. And so that's part of the issue. I love this article, specifically when it comes to the pressure that they talk about and why Caleb is probably going through what he's going through. Some of it is on him, but it also brings out a paragraph where it talks about it comes from other areas as well. The schematic issue for Waldron, who struggled to scheme up clean pockets for Caleb and pass protection, giving additional bodies and just trying to find easy completions for him. That's what we saw this past week. We saw easy completions time and time again from Thomas Brown. Simple throws that were to routes that were developed quickly because you didn't expect to have these deep developing routes down the field. And so that was part of the plan. And it's all going into making him look more successful. Now, if we have more games like this past Sunday, hopefully with wins as well, or maybe not hopefully with wins, because that means Matt Eberflus.
No, we want to win, JC.
We
want to win the game, JC.
I'm torn. But I mean, if we have more games like that where it shows him being more consistent as well, then I think this grade definitely gets better. And then you'll start to see the reason why he was the #1 pick. I'm not afraid to say that right now he's the number 4 guy. That's fine and dandy. I mean, RG3 was the number 1 guy his rookie season, and Andrew Luck was behind him. Like we can find a way to have Caleb become number 1 eventually. That I'm not really intimidated by the ranking at this point. I see him getting better in the future.
Yeah, I think that the grade is appropriate, C+. I think it's appropriate because of the stats. Because of what you're seeing, him getting sacked, the amount of times he's gotten sacked, and a good portion of those sacks were on him. You know, some of those sacks were self-inflicted on himself. Yeah. But the schemes ultimately that Waldron had running is leading to a lot of the mishaps that we've seen so far this season. So Waldron has schemed up some plays that put Caleb in positions where he just can't get out of, where he's getting sacked, or he's being forced to stay in the pocket and not use his legs. Caleb is a dynamic player, both with his arm and with his leg. Now, he's not as fast as like a Justin or a Lamar Jackson is, but he's still really fast. And we saw that this past Sunday when he got a run. What you call it? He scampered.
Hello, scamper.
Whoa. But he'll juke you out, man. Like Caleb will find a way to get the ball down the field. So ultimately, I feel like even though he is the 4th ranked quarterback out of the rookies so far this year, I think in the next 5 years, you're going to see him as one of the best quarterbacks in the league. And I dare say top 10. I just think that there are some intangibles there that you see that you just can't teach. And a lot of it was written in this article that you sent us in regards to how he's able to just see the field, how he's able to use his legs, but his body, he contorts in a way to throw these passes. That pass, that 17-yard pass when the Bears needed 19 yards to Roma Doomsday, yeah. He had to do that jump man thing he always does. Throw, jump, turn, and contort his body and throw a dime. He finds ways to get to his receivers the ball. The problem is the receivers have not been getting open this season either. So this issue that Caleb is experiencing is threefold. It's the coaching, it's the receivers, and it's Caleb. But I feel like when all that gets kind of ironed out, and who knows, maybe Thomas Brown is going to be our offensive coordinator going forward. He did a good job this past Sunday. I'm not going to get too excited. I'm not going to halt him as our OC yet. I'm going to wait and see how the rest of the season pan out. But I do think if he's coaching him the right way, get him to take what's in front of you, not look for hero ball all the time, and then that opens up hero ball for you. Caleb will be what we hope he be, and that is something similar to a poor man's Aaron Rodgers or Pat Mahomes.
I mean, listen, I don't know if I'm all the way there yet, right? But what I will say is this, though: you have a young man who, on a consistent basis, is showing you that he can make the play to win you a game. And I think that those are things that you have to look at. And yes, you do have to look through the ugly right now. Why do you have to look through the ugly? Because it's ugly. Like the fact that when I'm sitting here giving you the numbers on how he's being pressured, and yes, I understand people are, quarterback is sacks are a quarterback stat, right? Like the quarterback usually is the one that is the cause for the sack. Sack rates don't change except in drastic situations when a quarterback goes other places, right? Even you look at Justin Fields, he left here, goes to Pittsburgh. His sack rate is pretty much the same. Josh Allen is really the only one that's been able to change his sack rate at a astronomical rate. It's kind of impressive to see, and now you see what kind of quarterback he's become. But you can't tell me that you're not affected as a young play caller, as a young signal caller, as a young quarterback in the NFL. When I'm saying 2 seconds or less, you've been pressured 59 times this season. 2 seconds or less. Set Hut, one Mississippi. Yeah.
Help.
You know what I mean? And we saw that.
And I breathe.
The thing is, the fact that you see him be able to overcome that, I keep thinking back. Everybody goes to the play to Roma Dunze. To me, it's him being able to overcome that second sack in a row that he ends up taking from Braxton Jones, basically. I mean, like, if we being real, Braxton's the one that ended up, sacking him, because immediately he snaps the football. Braxton's landing in his lap. He's like, all right, I guess I got to figure this out now. Here we go. Like, I think those are things to me that if you give him the time, if you give him the opportunity, not to say he still shouldn't have that ball out quick. Tom Brady said it best. If the ball's not out in 2.5 seconds, that's on me. I fully believe that, and I do agree with that. Even with a better offensive line, I want Caleb Williams to assess, but you should have the opportunity to take a minute and go, hey, okay, wait a minute. This changed a little bit. Maybe I need 3 seconds and not just 2. You don't have that 3rd second right now, and I think that's what leads to a lot of the struggles. And I love how it points this out in the article. He's somebody who's going to hang in the pocket. He's somebody who's going to go out there and say, I'm trying to run the play as the play is being called, as the play is being executed. I'm trying to put my team in the best position with the play that has been called on the field because I'm trusting my signal caller maybe knows a little bit more about the NFL because I got here 10 games ago. I'm trusting that the wide receivers that I have are going to be able to get open because they've been here longer than I have. So I got to wait for them to get open to be able to make this pass. It's just not going to work that way. And I agree with you, JC. Listen, I don't know. The DJ Moore one is probably the most interesting because literally Shane Waldron left and all of a sudden he's back. And I'm like, did you just hate this dude? You know what I mean? Like, was there a hate there? Keenan Allen, I can say it, 10 games in, Keenan Allen has fallen off. He's lost a step.
Yeah.
Like maybe we shouldn't be surprised by this. I don't know if I still don't think it goes down as a bad trade in my book. By the way, over Hunter in a chat. Wait,
Hunter. Snap.
Hit that like button if you have not done so. Subscribe to the page. They're giving us that Flus energy again, boys. They come in, they just listen, they enjoy the content, they don't hit the like button. But then they kind of Thomas Brown us at the end. They come with that Thomas Brown energy at the end of the episode, hit a bunch of likes. So we need that, man. Hit that like button.
What can Brown do for you, baby?
What can Brown do for you? JC, or Dub, don't be asking that downtown anymore. But put those eyebrows down, you Dominican bastard. But no, he's not even Dominican. But no, I just think at the end of the day, when you talk about a quarterback who you're trying to mold into something, we look at Jaden Daniels, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I envy the situation that Jaden Daniels is in. He had a front office that went, hey, maybe we should protect this kid. We just took number 2 overall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I love that. I love that they did. And they gave Jaden Daniels, listen, looking at some of the other grades that they gave out here, they give Jaden Daniels an A. They gave Drake May an A. They give Bo Nix a B-. Listen, Drake May's been balling. I can't even. Drake, I fully believe this. You have Bo Nix and you have Jaden Daniels, who I think are in better situations than Caleb. Not weapon-wise, maybe on either of those, but offensive line-wise, I think both are in better situations. I also think play caller-wise, both are in phenomenal situations. I think Drake May, like I love Caleb. I love Caleb. I think that Caleb is going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I think Drake May be the best quarterback out of this draft because I got to give him the same love I give Caleb and the same grace I give Caleb. His team sucks. He has no wide receivers. He has no offensive line. He has a terrible signal caller. He had he has nothing. He has nothing. He may be the generational guy. Like, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, dog. That may be a tough pill to swallow because he is. I watch his games, bro, and I'm just like, he shouldn't be able to make these plays, bro. There's no way somebody's teaching him this.
He's pretty good, man.
Way, everybody was like, he had a veteran quarterback play before him. The veteran quarterback also sucks. Like,
yeah, he's pretty good, man. I ain't gonna lie, but I'll say this too. I feel like the rest of those guys don't have what Caleb has, and that is the weight of the city on your shoulders. I mean, and that matters.
That is
whether
true.
People want to realize that or not. You come into a city that's never had a franchise quarterback that you can consider top tier ever. We've never had someone we consider a top 10 quarterback in the league. And we got a guy that's supposed to be a generational talent.
Here's a guy.
Now here's a guy. But we got somebody that's supposed to be generational. And so at the end of the day, a lot of weight is on this kid's shoulder to perform. He knows it. And he knows that, hey, if I do really well, this city will anoint me. If I suck, this city will bury me. So at the end of the day, it's a lot more on his shoulders than any other quarterback.
Yeah, I think it's just about making adjustments. I think with everything we were just talking about How will he look going forward? I think, with the whole pressure conversation, I mean, obviously those numbers are ugly, but we kind of knew that going in. We kind of knew that would be the problem. And, we would say 70-30, 70% of it is on the line because, they're constantly dealing with injuries and just the level of talent. You got Ryan Bates that came back and then he just went back down again. And then you got Tevin Jenkins that's constantly trying to get out there with a million different injuries to his whole body. And, he's playing half the game all the time. Then you got Coleman Shelton, who's undersized at center, just constantly getting pushed around like a little kid. Wah! Then you got Braxton Jones always being pushed back, into the court. Yeah, like a kid, man. He's like trying to find his way around there, but can't do it. It's just he's limited. And so with those limitations, it's like Caleb has to adjust to that. So instead of staying in the pocket like you want to, because I know you're looking for the hero play and you want to pass more than run, what you saw on Sunday is 9 for 70 yards. And every time he ran, it almost seemed like he got a first down or he got the yards to gain. So that's what we want to see is utilize that right now. Like right now, you should know, okay, this holding on to the ball, even after pressure is here. What do you say? 1.05 seconds after pressure even arrives, you're holding the ball still just to try and see what happens and make magic happen. Maybe just put that in your pocket for now. Just run, get up the field, find that open space, which he's been very good at. Manipulate the defense, get up the field, get first down, start back over. Get up the field, get first down, start back over.
Did you know that he had only 1 yard short of DeAndre Swift's totals? He has 70 yards. Swift has 71 in rushing.
I mean, that made sense. Swift didn't really have a good game outside of the outside runs.
8 million, anybody?
And you just gave Pat a whole lot more ammo.
But
I
Swift,
knew it already.
But Swift did have 5.1 average per carry. So
he did. Of course, when you break off a 38-yarder, you're gonna have 5.1 per yard.
Yeah, that was because of that one run.
You're not gonna get me. That's terrible. That's a terrible signing. No, man. I think you also have to take this stat into account as well. This may be the worst flu stat of all time. Prepare yourselves, boys.
Oh boy! All right, I'm sitting down already.
Where's Joel's temp at? Right?
Oh boy, I think I got a Tiffany on here, and it's a better Tiffany than Joel's, if I'm being honest. Hold on. Give me a. Do I have a Tiffany on here? Maybe I don't.
Got a clown show us.
Oh, good morning. How are you doing? Oh, I thought I had a Tiffany on here.
I got to update the soundboard.
I got this, I don't know how this does it.
I got that. Hey, how's it going? It's Pat the Designer 10 years ago.
Oh, hey, how you doing? How you doing? How's it going?
We got Pat back in the studio.
Oh, let's see, 10 years old. Who? We got a quarterback. I got Jay Cutler. We got a quarterback. It didn't work out.
I don't have it. I don't have a Tiffany. All right. Anyway, terrible stat. DraftKings retweeted. This is actually from Reddit, and DraftKings retweeted it. So I would assume that they've run the numbers and confirmed the numbers. Chicago Bears had a 71.3% chance to win during yesterday's game versus the Packers and lost. So another game where we had a chance, an above 50% chance to win by quite a bit and lost. Over the last 3 seasons, they've blown 5 leads with a 90% or higher chance of winning. The odds of losing all 6 of those games are 1 in 68 million.
Wow.
The odds of losing every one of those 6 games is 1 in 68 million. When I tell you,
I saw
that Caleb Williams is in a situation where his head coach has a losing aura, I'm not making it up. Nope. You have legitimately a better chance of winning the Illinois lottery than Matt Eberflus had of losing all 6 of those games.
Wow.
Flus is a generational loser.
Wow.
Generational loser.
A generational loser.
God, that is the perfect title.
He is still the head coach of this team, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Well, we knew that.
He is a generational loser, dog.
That is crazy, dog.
1 in 68 million. And Caleb Williams has to deal with that every day.
You really have a better chance of winning the jackpot.
You know what? And I do want to comment on that.
Bulls
Because
have a better chance at Cooper Flag than Flus had at losing this lottery.
And that's if the Bulls making the playoffs.
Please, let's get Cooper Flag, please.
Oh God,
that'll make all things better. That'll make.
I don't know. We don't play guys.
After last night,
modest is in the G League.
Do you know what? I to that point, that I heard. I don't know where it was. It was somewhere. I believe. Who's the guy that used to be on 670 The Score, and now he's on TV?
Jason Goff.
Not Jason Goff. The other one that was with
David Hall.
Going through the names. No, not David Hall. He was Syracuse. He was Syracuse.
I don't know. Anyway,
with Nick Wright, friends with Nick Wright. Anyway, what he had to say is
Danny Perkins.
Thank you, Danny Parkins. So Danny Parkins even mentioned, like, yo, when it comes to this, like, how is it that you're still here? Like, why is it that we have not gotten rid of this guy? 3 weeks ago. Matter of fact, last season, like, when you have a record that astronomical, because I saw that same stat line. That kind of percentage is ridiculous. And you still have that type of losing mentality, that type of loser's mentality still in the building. That can affect the organization. That can affect the players. And we talked about the ceiling for Caleb earlier in the morning. That affects the ceiling.
Yeah.
All that goes into it. So when you read articles like this and you talk about some of the things as to why this makes him the fourth best rookie quarterback right now, you know, the coach is a big primary part of that.
Outside of it's why I say I think Drake May is the generational guy, because outside of Drake May and Caleb Williams, like, Jaden Daniels in a great spot. Now it's coming back to earth a little bit, right? It's coming back. Like, listen, I will say it is just coming. I'm not gonna say a little bit. It's come back to earth a lot. Jaden Daniels is over the last 3 weeks has come back to earth heavily. I mean, what is it? He had a.
Okay, it wasn't looking so good, huh?
I'm trying to remember where it fell off. I think in the Steelers game, 200 yards, no touchdown, kind of got killed by that defense. And then the Eagles game, he throws the pick. Now, it's still not bad. It's not the end of the world. He's a rookie, right? Those are things that are going to happen to rookies. But I mean, right now, you can't tell me that he's not ahead of Caleb Williams and that his situation isn't ahead of Caleb Williams. Right now, you can't tell me that Bo Nix isn't ahead. Bo Nix is freaking balling, and he's got Sean Payton at the helm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like at worst, you're like, Bo Nix is kind of, you know, he's up and down right now. He's got Sean Payton. Like, he's got literally the best coach out of any quarterback out here. He's gonna figure it out. So I do think that, listen, you want to talk about this coaching matter. You want to talk about when does coaching, you know, end up meaning the most. I mean, look at the NFC North, look at the AFC West, look at all of these teams that have this great coaching, and maybe they don't have the talent that you feel like the Bears have. Maybe they don't have the receiving core. Maybe they don't have this phenomenal running back everybody keeps telling me about. Maybe they don't have Torrey Taylor. But, you know what I mean? Like, maybe they don't have all of these guys, but they got the guy at the top that's going to make it all work.
Yeah.
And I think that to me is why you're seeing so much success from everyone. I can't get over 1 in 68 million. A 1 in 68 million chance to lose all 6 of those. He lost them in glorious fashion too.
Glorious, phenomenal fashion.
You know, and this goes to show, no matter what sport you talk about, no matter how great the talent is on the field, on the court, on the ice, on the baseball field, no matter what it is, the coach matters. I mean, and I know we're going to get to basketball eventually, but like, even you look at the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? They were 15-0. Coaching matters. You know, this is the same. They basically ran back the same team from last year, and they're 15-0. The coach makes a massive difference. And when you get a guy like Eberflus, who's naturally conservative, who's naturally scared, I wouldn't even say conservative. He's afraid.
Yeah.
He's afraid of making a mistake. And when you are afraid to make mistakes, you will make plenty. And that's the problem. He's made so many mistakes. There's a few games last year the Bears should have won, and he neutered Justin Fields in the fourth quarter. He's neutering Caleb Williams, making sure that you do just enough. Don't go outside the range you need to go to. Just get us to the 48-yard line. Just get us. We just want to do a 47-yard field goal. It's a loser's mentality. And it's like, even though you had 30 seconds left in that clock, you still had enough time to try to get closer. No, we want to be safe. I don't want anybody to knock the ball out of his hands. I'm afraid. I just want to kick the field goal. That doesn't work. That's not a recipe for winning. And that's what we have here in Chicago, unfortunately.
Yeah, dog. I love the joke. Somebody said he's a mistake. Crimson said he's a mistake. Alex Houston said Flus jumps out of his sleep every night for no reason.
Oh, hey.
What's that crusher?
Oh, God.
He just wakes up. What do you got, Razor?
He got them nicknames down packed though.
Oh, dog, he's gonna have some nicknames for you, dog. I wonder what Caleb's nickname is. It's probably something Caleb hates too. It's probably like, hey, what do you got going on over there, Willie?
probably calls him Bob Ross or something.
Bob Ross,
the painter. Come on, man. Come on.
I see what you did there.
You didn't get it. Come on.
I saw what you did there. I saw what you did there.
Hey, Bob Ross.
Jesus, that was horrible. That may be one of the worst you've
I think
ever.
Everybody else got it. Pat
That may be one of the worst you've ever dropped on this show. Hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Show love. Hit the like button if you have not done so. Subscribe to the page. Leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. For real, hit that like button, man. 145 in the building. 47 likes on the video. Let's keep this thing moving along because, listen, I think the conversation there is now you got to kind of shift your focus, right? Like you're at a point this season where you kind of have to shift your focus. What in your mind makes this a successful season for the Chicago Bears? Because they still in my mind, there's still a chance of success this year. That does not mean playoffs.
Mathematically.
That does not mean playoffs. No, it has nothing to do with playoffs. I see a quarterback who's starting to figure things out. I see versus a good defense. I see a quarterback who's realized I can use my legs. I see a quarterback who's realized, hey, I can do some things that maybe if I just trust that this guy's going to get open, I need to just fire this football. I can't double pat it. Yeah, I mean, I can't sit back there and pat the ball all day. Yeah. Is there something in your mind that makes this still a successful season? Because for me, Caleb Williams continuing to run the offense in the manner that he has, but of course getting better with it, is a success. And what I mean by that is seeing him go up to the line, make audible calls, checks, read the defense. He's flipping plays. He's doing all of this stuff. I think he's doing too much at times, and that's why Thomas Brown coming in is taking that off his plate. But that's the quarterback I want. I want the quarterback that can look out at the defense and go, kill, 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 kill. No, we got to, hey, blue, 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 blue. Yeah, I mean, I want that guy. I don't want the guy that has to walk up to the line and I forget who it was. Who was the quarterback on the Broncos that was trash before Bo got there?
A lot of them.
Yeah, there has been a lot of them.
You mean Russ Wilson?
No, after Russ.
After
Russ?
Oh, maybe it's before Russ. Hold on. There's been some bad. You're right. Saying Broncos quarterback and trash was tough. But he ended up being on a podcast. I typed in Broncos trash QB. I meant Broncos QB.
Stidham? Somebody said Stidham. Jarrett
Stidham. He was on a podcast and he said he walked up to the line and he knew they was about to blitz and that they was going to kill the running back, but he didn't know what to check to. And there wasn't enough time on the clock. So he literally just went, sorry, dog, said hut, and snapped the football and handed it off and let his running back get killed. Like, I don't want sorry, dog. Bro, I don't want that guy. I don't want the guy that's sitting there just like, this ain't gonna be good. Said, you know what I mean? Like, I want the guy that sees what's happening on the other side, and I want the guy who's so confident in himself right now in his rookie year that he is willing to go over to his head coach on 4th down and say, let us effing go for it. And the coach goes, all right, you better get it. Yeah, right. But hey, you stop doing stuff. You got a 1 in 68 million% chance to lose these games. I don't want to do what you say right now. I want that quarterback on my team. So for me, continuing to see Caleb run the offense and run the offense well, I think is a successful season in my mind.
Yeah. For me, a successful season, I'm going to put it like this. I'm going to simplify it. I'm going to say it's threefold. Obviously, Caleb has to continue to develop. That's what we want to see. I also want to see competitive play versus the division teams, kind of like to what Paul is saying, maybe even a win over a contending team to kind of just show your team, hey, going into next year, we have something we can build off of. We have something on tape that shows we can compete with some of the better teams. So that starts in your division. Maybe going into Lambeau and beating Green Bay like they beat us. You know, going into Detroit and beating them somehow, some way, because those guys are putting up 50 points and winning by 30 every game.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to Thanksgiving, boys.
Yikes.
We'll see. But what I'm saying is, if that happens, I would love to see. Hey, you show some positivity, all right, Pat? This is positive, Pat, today. Don't you do that to me.
They doing dumb stuff. They literally just like, all right, listen, all right, here's what we're gonna do. Dan, we're up 58-3. I know, but how about this? We're going to drop back. The left tackle's going to throw it to Amon-Ra. Amon-Ra throws it to Jared Goff. Jared Goff throws it to the right side. All of a sudden, now we got David Montgomery running down the side. He laterals it back to Goff. Touchdown.
Just trying stuff out. Crazy mess.
Just trying stuff out.
And it just worked. That would be crazy. But then my last layer, and this is the most important one, so everybody listen up. Flus gets fired.
Hey,
that is a successful season.
Amen.
Well, you know what would constitute Flus getting fired?
What's that?
A loss to the Packers. You know what week that is?
Last one.
Yeah.
If he's not fired now, he's not going anywhere, bro.
So here's what I agree a lot of what JC just said, and I kind of like add on a little bit to it. I would say a successful season for the Chicago Bears. Number one is your franchise quarterback showing consistency, right? And he hasn't been turning over the ball, but that's because he hasn't been putting the ball in a way for the receivers to try to catch it. But I want to see the progression in him trusting his wide receivers, throwing the ball there, knowing you got prolific talent at the ends who can catch that ball, who can go get it. And sometimes you're going to underthrow, sometimes you're going to overthrow a little bit, and maybe it gets intercepted. So what? You know what? Go out there and just throw the ball where they need to catch it so you can get touchdowns. I do want to see his percentage of being able to score touchdowns in the game, that increase. But more importantly, I just want to see this whole entire team gel together. I want to see what happened to Detroit happen to Chicago. Detroit sucked really bad a couple years ago, and then they went on a run. Now, hear me out, and I know what you're thinking, because
that is so negative.
I know because he doesn't want to keep, because that means you might keep Flus.
Oh, I don't want to keep Flus either, by the way.
The perfect scenario can be this. Ryan Poles realizes that Flus can get you some wins, and Flus may be able to get you to mediocrity, but Flus can never get you to a championship caliber team. So I need to let him go, hire somebody else to come in here and take us to the promised land, take us to the moon, because that's what we need. We need somebody to get us over the hump, and Flus is just not that guy. Nice guy. He's just not good enough. And I think all that together, Caleb showing consistency, getting better at those throws, throwing it into coverage, and not worrying about interceptions so much, because you're going to get him as a rookie, the team gelling together, the defense doing what they got to do, and the offensive line blocking for Caleb, and Flus getting fired. Success.
Man, you are hilarious, dude.
Hey, Dub. It smells like a 6-pack of BS to me, dog.
Shout out to Miller Lite.
Smells like you got a little baggie in your pocket over there.
He's got a baggie.
Also, I have to talk about this as Dub leaned back. It was the first time I noticed this. I thought he didn't have a shirt on for a second there. I was like, that shirt perfectly matches this.
I'm just extra brown for no reason.
He wore a nude colored shirt there, bro. That was like perfectly put across. I was like, what? This man got on Skims over here, dog. What's happening over here, dog?
It goes well with my blue jeans. You know?
Oh God, that was nuts, bro. Here's the thing, right? Like there is no Dan Campbell. let me read this back to you just so I can make sure that we all heard this. He had a 71% chance to win the game on Sunday. He has had 5 games with a 90% chance or higher, and he's lost all of them.
Oh man!
The odds of losing all 6 of those games are 1 in 68 million.
That's probably the craziest stat I've ever heard.
And you think he's gonna go on a run? He's on a run right now. He's on an unstoppable run. Nobody has slowed this run down. One of the greatest runs of all time. This guy's on a run, phenomenal run, a phenomenal run. It's like, he's on a run.
Yeah. Hey, I want them to win. I want them to win in spite of him. You know what I mean? In spite of, despite, who cares? You know, I just want to see them win some games. They ain't got to win them all, but show that you can compete. At least compete in some of these games.
Yeah, that's what I agree. I agree that they can compete, but when you say go on a Detroit run was they went 7-1 to finish the season. We just had our 1. That means we win the next 7.
Yeah, no, I don't want that. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want that. Don't want it.
You think they'll still keep Flus? Let's just hypothetical. No. Hypothetical. Let's say they do. Say they do. You think they keep Flus?
They keep Flus. Yes.
Well, according to V-Dog, Albert Breer said nothing can save Flus at this point. The next 7 weeks.
Wait. Let me throw another one in there. Let me throw another one in there. Okay, hypothetical. They make the playoffs.
Here you go.
And Jordan.
I don't want to hear this.
They make it to the Super Bowl, but they lose.
What are we doing?
Jordan still got him on the chopping block.
I still got him on the
Hey, if he makes the Super Bowl, bro.
Hey, you know what I do? You gave us our first trophy since '85, Matt. Here's your papers.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to you. I would definitely treat Matt Eberflus like how they treated whatchamacallit before Riley. The coach before Riley that won the championship. What was that? That was why can't I think of his name?
Wait, you talking about for the Lakers?
For the Lakers, how they did them before Pat Riley. Paul Westhead. Paul Westhead. Westhead was in there. He had won a championship. He lost in the first round next year because everybody hated him. And then literally, he lost like
that was his excuse.
I think he lost like 8 games. He was like, "Thank you for your contribution." It was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, it's just listen. At the end of the day, I do agree. I don't think there's anything that can save Flus. Outside of a great run like Dub just described. No. Because here's the thing. We can't pretend like what the McCaskies want isn't what the Steelers have.
That means you need a strong-minded coach.
That means you need a guy that can get to 7-9, 8-8 every year. 7-10, 8-9, 9-8 every single season.
Yeah, but also a strong-minded coach.
Who would you go get? Who's out there?
Mike Tomlin 2.0 is already in the building.
Hey, I love how Gruden's name is making it back and stuff because he decided to get on YouTube. God, no.
You know what? He got on YouTube and start commentating on some stuff.
You want to know why? Because he was an amazing commentator. People forget that. There are people who are too young to remember how good he was, bro.
He's a good storyteller.
Yeah. That mug Gruden used to be like, you see this spot right here? We used to call that the turkey hole. And that's where I want my quarterback to throw that football right there.
That's pretty good.
I like a good spider 2Y banana. You know, he explained what that meant, and I finally looked at it. And I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense.
A spider 2Y
He explained like how the play works. I was like, oh, it makes perfect sense. I just love how he explains plays too. I wouldn't mind having Gruden as the coach just for entertainment value. I would hate it as a Bears fan. He's like,
no. I'll go with the guys you mentioned.
Comes into frame here. You've got your line shift into the left. I'd be sitting there loving it. I'd be like, I'm gonna eat all of this up. Like this is great content. We're not gonna win skit. Like we're gonna lose so much.
Yeah, I'll stick with the guys you mentioned already, Dable and Vrabel. Dable and Vrabel.
Listen, I said this yesterday. I don't care, bro. Y'all got to watch some of these New York games. I watch them so I can make fun of Ringo. I'm actually just a glutton for punishment. I like football, so I'll sit there and watch good football, bad football, whatever it is. But bro, it's not Dayball, bro. You can see it so clearly that it's not Dayball. I sit there and watch them games. I'm just like, Daniel Jones may be the worst quarterback I've ever seen in my life, bro.
That's
bro,
bad.
And
And
you watch the all-22, you thought Justin Fields left dudes wide open, bro. Daniel Jones got people naked. Multiple dudes. On every single play. And it's like he's not looking at them.
Yeah.
Like it's like he's not looking at the field.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, Malik Neighbors is so open so often. I don't understand how every play you just don't go, I'm going to throw it wherever he might be. It's mind-boggling, bro. Bro, I don't know if I've seen a quarterback worse than Daniel Jones, bro.
It's pretty trash.
No, he's up there. Yeah, no, he's pretty worse.
It's y'all name one worse than Daniel Jones in the comments, man, because I was impressed. I was impressed by how bad he is. And I'm a Bears fan. I've seen bad. Like, it don't get much worse than what we've had here, except that if Daniel Jones was here, we'd have to just take him out. Like, as a Bears fan base, we'd have to be like, no, we personally have to take him out.
Oh, snap.
Coffee and beats. Rodney's stupid.
What'd he say?
Daniel Jones be leaving more people open than a party.
All right, relax there, buddy. All right, let's keep this thing moving along after that. No, appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you haven't done so, take some time to hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. We talk Chicago sports every day on this channel. Make sure to tap in with the Morning Breeze, me and Jordan JC every single morning. Make sure to tap in with the Daily Show Monday through Friday, and bring in some live call action back to the channel. We're gonna have some fun with that as well. And as we transition into a whole different, by the way, the chat is phenomenal today. I love Jimmy Hoffa going at it. Don Burr's in the building. We got Bears fans in here. Kanye West is in here for some reason.
I saw Kanye early.
What's going on, Kanye? You know what I mean? Yeah,
is Grady back? I think I saw a Grady sighting.
I see Grady in here.
You know, Grady got a comment.
I saw SWAT in the building. I saw SWAT up in here, dog. I B-Dog always in here.
B-Dog, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's Crimson in the building. Gaming Recipe. I think he's new. Shout out to him. Carl Rittenberg.
Shout out to Paul. Paul always showing up.
Paul G is
always in the building. Always showing love with the super chat. Carl Rittenberg sounds like a made-up name. I'm not gonna lie. No disrespect, Carl. No disrespect. It sounds like you made up that name so that people say wild stuff online. Coffee and Beats in the building. What's good, man?
What up,
Shout out my boy, Coffee and Beats.
What up, bro?
But no, man, let's keep this thing moving along, man. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love, rocking with us, man, because we do got to shift gears here and talk a little Chicago Bulls. People can see the Bulls again, guys. Kind of, maybe.
Everybody's staying with that.
It depends on if you spent money. Did you spend money? I didn't spend money.
No,
I didn't spend money. I didn't. Did you get Nintendo?
I mean, I kind of spent money.
You technically spend money, which I'm not gonna lie. I logged in, bro. I logged in on. Can you log in with your Fubo on the app, on the CHSN app?
I don't know. I just do the Fubo app. I
got to figure that out because I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. That mess looked terrible. I thought I was watching the game through a potato. I was sitting there watching that game because I put it on the big TV. So I'm like, I can finally watch it on the 80-inch. I'm sitting there. I'm like, is that Zach LaVine or Chris Duarte?
It was showing up pretty clean for me.
The quality wasn't good.
Man, that mother looked like it was coming through a 720, dog. I was sitting there like,
no, it shows it pretty good for me on my TV.
I don't know, man. I
have to check the settings now.
Maybe I'm used to that higher quality. I went to the settings; it wouldn't let me up them. But anyway, the Chicago Bulls having a very interesting season as they come off of giving up 150 points at home.
That's crazy.
Then going out and having one of the best games I think I've ever seen them have in my life over in Detroit.
Hey, that
As
was fun to
Don
watch.
Burr, stick around for this, as those Detroit Pistons
Oh, yeah.
got that thing put on them by Zach
Hey.
LaVine, Kobe White, and Nikola Vucevic. I knew it was going to be a good game when the Vooch pulled up a three, and I'm talking about hand in the face, falling over him. People, I'm just cash. Like, okay, yeah, we're gonna win this.
He
Like,
was down there.
wasn't even worried
Zach
about it.
loves playing against Detroit for some reason. He loves Detroit.
It's beef at this point, bro. It's got to be beef at this point. But I thought that I thought a couple of things were very interesting. Just to talk about this Bulls season overall. First off, I had to talk about them because they're 6-9. Nice. But they have really been the tale of two teams. And what I mean by that is they're shooting they're finally playing a modern offense. I think that they're actually playing offense in a way that the NBA makes sense, right? I think when you look at the fact that even in this Pistons game, 46 3-pointers in this game, they knock down 50% of their threes. You're going to win more games than not if you knock down 50% of your threes. They win the math problem. They were in the game pretty much all night as far as rebounds. They kept the turnovers down. Finally, they're a team that, like, you know, they turn the basketball over way too much, and it usually comes back to bite them. That's what they did twice against the Cleveland Cavaliers, while they came out on the losing end of both of those games. Did some good things, points in the paint wise in this game. I thought that I just feel like at this point, this is a Chicago Bulls team that is going to have some tough decisions to make at the trade deadline, especially when you get games like 25-5-6 from Zach LaVine, 29-12-3 from Nikola Vucevic, and 25-4-4 from Kobe White. Do you think you're starting to see this unit gel, or is this just kind of this is just another up on the roller coaster of the Chicago Bulls?
Well, I mean, you got a team that's been playing with each other forever. I mean, you got Vooch and Zach and Kobe that have been playing with each other for quite some time now. So if you're talking about an issue of gelling, they should have been gelled. But I think there are certain players that are not here yet that have kind of gotten out of the way, that have made it easier for them to play their own playing style. Zach LaVine is better without DeMar DeRozan being here. He's also getting a little bit better at just being okay with standing in the corner or standing still and being a really good spot-up three-point shooter, which Stacey talks about all the time, is just a spot-up, and you put that boy in, give it to Zach, he's cash.
Yeah, he's one of the best spot-up three-point shooters in the game.
Yes, like they're now utilizing strengths. And also, by the way, you have 2 point guards, hopefully when Lonzo gets back from the unfortunate injury, that can distribute the ball and that are pass first point guards. Now, I know you're going to talk about Giddey, but at the end of the day, Giddey is still a good passer. Like, that's something that I can rely on. I lean on with him. Now, is he reliable, at least in the clutch? Okay, that's a question to talk about. But I think that you have a team that's gelling together because they're relying on the youth. They're contributing to the youth movement. I would like to see a little bit more of Matas Buzelis developing.
A lot more.
Yeah, that would be nice, because I think that he really is a guy that can get some minutes, especially over guys like Phillips and Dalen Terry. I don't know why those guys are getting more minutes than him. Maybe it's just because Billy's more used to those guys. But, you know, overall, this Bulls team can really show a little bit more promise than we thought, because if you limit the turnovers and play just a little bit more defense, because giving up 144 points one game and then 143 the next, that's just atrocious.
And then 112 the next. You know what I mean?
Like, my goodness, that's horrible. But you know, if they commit a little bit more to the details on defense, I think you'll see a team that could probably win maybe even 40 plus games.
That was kind of my thought. You
41, 42, maybe.
I think the subtraction of DeMar DeRozan does help flow better. I think they flow better
already.
I think they flow better without DeMar DeRozan. You know, he was a guy that slowed down the pace of the game. He was a mid-range jump shot shooter. You know what I mean? That's pretty much his game. You know, the Bulls do run the ball better. The problem is they're giving up a lot of points too. It reminds me of the Phoenix Suns back in like 2007. They were like the fastest with pace. They scored the most points, but they also gave up a lot of points. When you running up and down the court like that, the other team is going to try to match that energy, so they're going to run up and down the court like that too, and they're going to score just as much. And if they're a better scoring team and play better defense than you, well, guess what? 150 is going to be dropped on your head. 130 is going to be dropped on your head. And it's just new NBA, man. The NBA now, everybody's shooting threes, and everybody's pretty good at shooting threes. So this is kind of what you have with this NBA. To hold a team to 100 points is amazing now. So, honestly, at the end of the day, I knew they were going to give up 130, 40, 50. That's just going to be the nature of the team. I think the Bulls are a fun team to watch, but they're going to give you about 40 wins this season at best. They're going to barely, make the play-in. And that's just kind of what's going to happen. It's going to be
so negative today.
Who, Pat?
I'll be honest with you. As a Pat guy,
40 from where we winning 40 games.
Okay, I did do the math. I did a little quick math. The 15 games we already played were 6-9, right? So if you average that over the season, that's about a fifth of the way through the season. So that's about 30, maybe 33 wins. So he's right. We're probably going to
40. Like I'm like, what is this 2 week run of just both?
It depends. You catch some guys on some bad nights. I mean, I want to see how they look.
A lot of dudes on bad nights. You got to catch mugs off of a night getting the pill. Like my goodness. Like,
I'm gonna say this though. Offensively, they can put the ball in the hoop. And then once you get Lonzo back, it's gonna be, the Bulls. They got a solid team to look at, like somebody that you can watch and root for. Like, they barely lost, but that was fun to watch. You know what I mean? And that's what's going to happen until the trade deadline happens. Yeah. And that's what I'm looking forward to. So the trade deadline is everything, because I want Zach to get his stock up as high as he possibly can get it up. Because at the end of the day, I mean, I like Zach for what he brings. But I mean, if we could trade him and maybe get something, I think Detroit kind of looking like,
he drops 55 on us every time he's in the building. Maybe we just need to keep him in the building. No, I agree.
Jalen Duran, you can have him.
I think that at this point, the Chicago Bulls situation is just kind of ride out this season, hope for the best until you can come off of some of this money. And the Bulls aren't in a terrible. People make it seem like the Bulls are in like a dead end situation. Like there's nothing they can do moving forward. I think there's some concern that they're going to do things, but I do look at this Bulls team and say, they are going to be fun to watch this year, depending on how long they keep Zach and stuff around. But there's some things that you're just not going to get over. You missed on a top 5 pick in the NBA draft, and Patrick Williams. He has been atrocious this season. He's had a couple of nice games. I like that everybody's like losing their money. They're like,
he can't dunk the ball for some reason. He keeps missing dunks.
P. Will can't play basketball, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Like,
let's not go that far.
I didn't go that far.
Come on now. You went to the other end of the spectrum.
You want to do this? Basketball? We want to do this?
Yes, we gonna do this.
He can't
play basketball.
This is P. Will's offensive stats this season.
Go ahead.
2 for 7, 5 for 11, 1 for 8, 2 for 10, 3 for 8, 2 for 8, 5 for 11, 4 for 9, 3 for 9, 5 for 13, 6 for 9, 5 for 7. He hit a little run. That was the nice run. I was like, okay, P. Will, maybe you turn the corner. Nope. Corner's still on the same block. 2 for 9, 3 for 10. Those are his last 2 games.
He's not the main focal point. Sure,
he taking 10 shots and he making 3 of them. He not the focal point of what? 10 shots, a lot of shots. He's in the offense now. He's a part of the offense.
To say he can't play basketball is a little bit of a stretch, though. Like,
that is a stretch.
Okay, I apologize. He's probably not going to be in the NBA very long.
Oh, come on.
You.
It will be
okay. He's shooting like 40% from 3, bro.
He doesn't deserve to be a starter. That's what I will say. I think he needs to go on the bench. I think there needs to start.
Hey, look, let me break down that 40% because I knew somebody's going to say this. Yes, he is shooting 40% from 3. 1 for 4, 2 for 4, 1 for 4, 1 for 5, 3 for 5. Hot game. 0 for 4. Balance that out. 3 for 6. Oh, he's back. 2 for 4, 2 for 4. Those was the hot games. 0 for 4, 3 for 7, 3 for 4, 4 for 5. Another hot game. 1 for 7.
You're right. He's hot and cold.
Shooter.
He's hot and cold. You're absolutely right.
That's called a streaky. He's more cold than hot.
He's streaky.
I'll take it. Hey, put him on the bench. Put him on the bench.
Please, I'm begging somebody to put him on the bench. Like it's I think here's my thing though with this Bulls team overall is you've just missed on too many pieces that you thought were going to be impact pieces for you under this AK regime.
That is true.
That's a tough spot. Heck, I want Kobe White to be that guy, right? He hasn't been this season. He hasn't been the Kobe White of last season early on. He's been the Kobe White of the second half of the season where we were like, There he goes, Mr. Inconsistency again, right? I think Kobe White's a baller. I think he can play. I also think that he's not doing enough to consistently allow you to win those games. I think that Zach LaVine has kind of been that focal point of the offense yet again, and he's come back in and taken over as the number one option. That's not what most of us expected to see this season. I think the best pickup this Bulls team has had probably under the AK regime outside of Andre Drummond to this point has been Jalen Smith.
I like him.
Yeah, in his time on the court.
That's not good. If the best pickup I've had outside of Andre Drummond is another backup big man, I'm gonna have some struggle. You know what I mean? I just think that you've missed on too many of those moments. Now I feel like you've got a kid who every time he gets an opportunity to get on the floor, I see a little bit of something out of him. I see a little bit of development. I see some skill. You know what I mean? When I look at his game by games, he had every time he's had more than 10 minutes. Well, he had one bad game there, but for the most part, when he's had more than 10 minutes, he's made some level of impact. He's got himself involved in the rebounding. He's got himself involved scoring wise. Like, those are the guys that you want to see, the future of this team. And I just think the Bulls are holding way too much on what they've had in the past. The Bulls are holding way too much on what they thought this team was going to be. And I feel the same way. Listen, I'm ready to say it. The Josh Giddey trade is bad.
Really?
I don't want to be the guy to say I told y'all so.
No,
I told y'all so.
It's bad.
I was mad at that trade when it first happened. Y'all remember, if you rewind the tape,
I was in on the trade. I said listen,
the
you got a
Bulls
young
got
piece.
way more for Caruso.
Yeah. But I think the tough part is, could you have gotten way more at that time? You know what I mean?
So.
Maybe listen, maybe you could have, but I mean, look, it's bad, dog. When you look at the fact that when his on-off numbers, like the Bulls are a -14 net rating when he's on the floor. The Bulls' offensive rating when he's on the floor is 109.8. So for this big impact and offense that he's supposed to have, it's not really happening. Their defensive rating when he's on the floor is 123.9. Like it's. I know it's early. I know that it's. There's a lot of basketball left this season, and maybe it changes. But right now, wow, it looks bad. A -14.1 net rating. That basically means when Josh Giddey's on the floor, you're guaranteed to lose.
Yep. And
that's crazy.
And offensive target him. They target him. Every time he's on somebody, they're like, "Hey, it's your turn," because he ain't stopping nothing. He ain't stopping nothing, bro.
Anything. He's not
his only real skill is his ability to see the floor and make passes. But a lot of the times he's trying to do too much himself. Like, he's only effective with the ball in his hand. He needs to drive every single time. His shot is funky at best. Like, it's kind of weird how it comes off his hand. It's like pre-Lonzo Ball fix. You know, like
he shoot like what's old boy name that's playing in college right now? Is it Emil Hudson? I think that's his name.
Well, I don't know that one.
No, I don't even know. But I said when this trade happened, I was pissed. I said, there go the Bulls doing it again. There they go doing it again, bro. They settle for the first thing that come their way. The first girl that smiles at them and says hello, I got to date her. I got to date her.
Point guard for you. Oh my God.
Like, come on, man. Like, Caruso was being compared to OG Anunoby.
Hansel Emmanuel. That's who it is. That's who he shoot like. Hansel Emmanuel, the dude that got one arm. He played for Austin Peavy.
Oh yeah,
I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about now.
He played like him. He shoot like him.
Hey, respect to that guy.
So,
the one guy has one arm though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he has one arm.
It out. Like, but he plays like him.
Yeah.
I wish he played defense like him.
Yeah, he do. He can grab rebounds too.
He plays everything.
But at the end of the day, Caruso was being compared to OG Anunoby, and you remember they actually gave up some stuff for OG Anunoby, New York. They gave up RJ Barrett, who's a solid player, and Emmanuel Quickly, and they gave up some draft capital. We got nothing.
Yeah,
we got nothing but just Giddey.
Yeah.
I may be early, I may be premature to the party. But wow, it looks bad.
What kind of party?
Well, just for the simple fact that
The Giddey
Philly doesn't
party.
even trust him being in the
Premature
fourth
to the
quarter.
Giddey party, dog.
He can't even finish the fourth quarter, bro.
Yeah,
No,
that's
the
the
thing
other
is-
thing too. The fact
the
that you
issue.
can't put him out there in
Yeah.
crunch time because he's such a bad defender, because it's almost a guarantee that he's gonna blow you the game.
You
Like,
can't put him at the free throw line. He's not consistent there either. What is he there for?
passing. And he's only getting what he get in this game? He got he had 10 assists. He had a 10 assists.
Oh no, he had a good game stat wise.
But he has 10 assists because he has to have the ball in his hand, not just because it just happened in rotation.
Nah, he can pass the basketball.
No, he can.
He
I mean,
can
his
pass.
averages for his career are real good. He's still 12, 6, and 6 for the season. But
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you though.
Yeah,
If all you do is pass, you got to have like 8 assists, 9 assists. Like, you can't be at 6.
Correct.
You got to consistent. Like, I should see more games with 10 on there than not.
Sure enough.
Especially with those shooters on that floor.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're 15 games in. Like you said, it is a small sample size, but hopefully it gets better. That's the hope. Otherwise, I don't have a problem with Io starting, because Io does it all. In my opinion, Io has always been that guy to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've said that since day one. I've watched him since Illinois. Io is a guy who gets how to play on both ends of the court. He has this uncanny like ability when it comes to the fast break, just the way he lays it up or gets past the opponent. The defense obviously is there. The help defense is obviously there. He knows when to pass. Like, I'm fine with replacing him with Io if that has to be.
Yeah, I agree with Silver Harvest. If you in for passing, you better be Jason Kidd or John Stockton. It literally better be, hey, if you run, I'll get you 10 points.
You better be getting a triple double.
I mean, that's what Rondo was doing.
Even Rondo will get you at least 10, 12, and,
Rondo
and 10.
Rondo was another beast.
Rondo was an elite defender, though.
Yeah,
Rondo would get
and
you
that's
10
the other
points,
thing. He
10
can't play
steals.
defense. He can't
He
shoot
can't play
consistently.
he
don't shoot free throws good.
Like I said, it may be early, it may be a premature take, but I'm willing to say I was wrong about the Giddey trade. It looks bad right now, 15 games in, and I don't know. Like, the problem is, it looks like what Josh Giddey looked like at points last season.
Mm-hmm.
So is it gonna get better? Or is this just kind of who he is?
This is who he is, bro.
So
we'll see.
True?
Snap!
Oh,
Okay.
we got a little breaking news.
Nice.
Here?
Yeah. What did that kill? I think the breaking news broke Pat.
Jordan, go ahead, break the breaking news.
I don't know, but yeah, of course. Okay, no, Pat's back. Let him do it. Pat, you back?
He's laggy.
He is a little laggy, but he seems like he's back. We're not going to
weird,
break
man.
it until Pat's here. We got Baki and Vito breaking news.
Baki with his Adrian Wojnarowski.
Oh, it looks good. Looks good, Pat.
Did my stuff come back? Am I back?
Yeah, it seems like a little.
Oh,
yeah,
there.
echo.
Here you go. Am I good?
Almost.
Yeah, I mean, it's laggy, but
Is it
There you
good?
go. I think you're good.
All right, cool.
All right.
There we go.
No, my bad, guys. I hit the
got so
power strip
excited.
that has all the monitors, the lights, the soundboard, everything.
But yeah, go ahead and break the news.
Nobody else broke the news. I'll forget y'all.
Because Jordan wanted to wait on you. Jordan wanted to wait on you.
Breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. The Chicago Bears have re-signed Adrian Colbert, who was a big. You know what? I'll throw some air horns up for that.
Oh yeah.
Nah.
He said, "Oh, it disappeared." Shut up, dog. Oh, they got Pat. No, man. Listen, that's a good signing to me. I think that's one for the Chicago Bears, that you bring somebody in who knows the system. Especially, it probably means, I think what is a little bit scary is, don't you think that means more than likely Jaquan Brisker is done for the year? Which is a little bit of a concern. But I mean, listen, we had heard that the Bears were looking to bring in Tremaine Edmonds' younger brother, who was cut from the Steelers, who was a first round pick as well.
He was,
and they decided to bring back Adrian Colbert, who, listen, gets the opportunity to come back to this team. He was somebody who went in the locker room. The team loved him. They rocked with him. He was always somebody that they liked to be around. I think that this is just a good pickup overall. Not sure what kind of deal we're looking at here just yet, but who tweeted that out? Shout out to
Tom
Baki.
Pelissero. I'm looking at it from Tom Pelissero. I'm pretty sure some others did too, but Tom Pelissero mentioned that they're resigning the veteran safety.
I love it, man. I love it. I think this makes an impact for the Bears moving forward. I think that he's somebody, like I said, who comes in, knows the system, knows the defense, who you can trust back there. Elijah Hicks has been very good, but like I said, this to me, it signals more of the concerning part that Jaquan Brisker is probably done for
that's true.
in my mind, because you had guys who already were a part of this team that you probably could have ridden it out with if you felt like he was coming back.
I'll be honest with you. I kind of like that, because if you're going to get him, if he has symptoms, well, that's a lot of face. If he has symptoms that are still kind of lingering, then yeah, I don't want to chance him coming back and on a wasted season, in my opinion. Just get him ready and healthy for next year.
Yeah.
That would be the best option.
Get him healthy. I'm just let him rest up.
Bro, if that's the case, though, I mean, listen, it was a hard hit. I'm not going to lie. Finished the game out, but it was a hard hit. I feel like we're having a conversation on Jaquan Brisker possibly being done after next year, bro. At least with the Bears.
Like
at least with the Bears. You running it back off his rookie deal?
It depends on what he does next year.
You're signing him to the pay. I mean, this is the first time he's been out this long, but he's missed time every single year with a concussion.
It depends on what he does this year. I mean next year. He's literally been one of the top safeties.
I agree.
Love him. That would be hard to just leave.
Yeah.
I don't know. That is a tough conversation to have. It's kind of like the same conversation with Tevin. Like, the talent is undeniable, but I mean, at this point, injuries and certain things are catching up to you. So what do you do?
Yeah, I mean, listen, games by year. Now, Jaquan has played 15 games rookie year, 15 games last year. He only played 5 this season, missing time with multiple injuries. But of course, he's missed multiple games. We know during, especially last season, the times that he would get hurt during the game was very, like you said, Tevin Jenkins like. I think he had plenty of starts. He didn't have a ton of finishes last season. Like, it sucks too, because like you said, the talent that young man has. The talent he has, the quality of game that he can play. It's just really about, can you stay on the field? And I guess if you've got if you've got your contracts worked out well, then maybe you can kind of bring him back, but you're not paying him that top safety money, in my mind.
Yeah.
I can't even have the conversation about top safety money with Jaquan Brisker, knowing the concussion issues that he's had.
Is that a thing? I see a lot of people in the chat. If you bring him back, you bring that padded helmet cover. Is that something that you can choose to do now?
They got the pennies on for players now, but here's my problem with that. Your brain's still shaking around. Everybody keeps saying like that works, but I'm like, yeah, but your brain's inside your head. Like, if somebody busts you upside the head like Jaquan got, his brain is still gonna go.
It's gonna be rattling and rolling.
Yeah, I mean,
That's tough.
That's true.
It is tough, man. It is tough. Hopefully we don't get there. Hopefully this is kind of the one time we see an issue like this for Jaquan, or the last time we see an issue like this for Jaquan. But at a minimum, Adrian Colbert back with the team. If you guys remember, he was one of the stars of Hard Knocks. He was the one that made Ryan Poles cry.
Oh yeah.
Ryan Poles cried cutting Adrian Colbert, but he watched Matt Eberflus every single week have a 1 in 68 million % chance to lose all of those games and didn't shed a single tear.
I shed tears.
That's why I wear the glasses.
Let me know how you guys feel about the re-sign in the comments below. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. For Mr. Media himself, Jordan JC, and Superman C Dub up in the sky in the city out there, man. Get home safe, my boy. It's your boy Pat Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bed down. One love. Peace.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, that was another story. Connor Williams did retire.
He said, yo, y'all see Connor Williams retired? Yes, I will stop blaming Poles for not signing him. You still could have signed Tyler Beyonce.
Wasn't it a personal issue though? I don't think he retired because of, I don't want to say injury. I thought I read somewhere it was a personal thing.
I don't know what happened, bro. That man probably became a Jehovah's Witness.
Hey, you know what? Hey, more power to him then.
Best life ever.
Right.
Best life